The Board of Trustees and the faculty of Carnegie Mellon University, together with the staff, students, alumni, and friends of the university, are convened here today, October 26, 2018, to celebrate the history and traditions of our institution and to look forward with the inauguration of the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Farnam Jahanian.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem sung by alumnus Corey Cott, accompanied by Professor Gary Klein.
Wow, that was great. Thank you, Corey. How about a round of applause for a tartan? You're getting a sign. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Good morning. Farnum, I don't know about you, but it feels good to be here this morning. Does it? How about that? It was a wonderful place to be this morning. Thank you all for being part of this wondrous celebration of a transformative moment in CMU's history and a pivotal time for humanity. The digitalization of information and the democratization of knowledge and the unprecedented access to data and analytics are driving societal change at a spectacular pace. The scope, scale, and ubiquity of these technologies are revolutionizing every sector of our economy, including finance, healthcare, transportation, energy, manufacturing, education, and yes, the arts. The trailblazing work of our faculty and students has positioned CMU at the leading edge of human progress. There's never been a more exciting time to engage in research and work that matters. The potential for profound impact is extraordinary, and we at CMU have a long tradition of excellence in our bold visual arts, music and theater programs, and we continue to define and manage the space where our humanity intersects with technology. CMU not only embraces the new paradigms, we define them. Our university recruits diverse perspectives and ideas to advance human knowledge and pursue new modes of creative expression. Here at CMU, we dismantle the silos, restricting forward momentum, and we help people from all walks of life to succeed. When we consider ideas from across the grand spectrum in a culture of civil discourse, we all win. The things that make our community unique have never been more valuable than they are now. Now, the future of education in the 21st century will depend upon breaking down disciplinary silos. It will be forged by diverse minds coming together in learning and research. As an institution grounded in relentless creativity and driven by fearless entrepreneurial spirit, Carnegie Mellon University knows how to do this better than anyone. Education is the key to staying ahead of the fast-moving current. To make the most of opportunities that lie ahead, we must be willing to disrupt the system of higher education itself, and to do that, we need a bold leader. The single greatest responsibility of our Board of Trustees, and thank you so many of you for being here, is to select a president who can guide our university. Dr. Farnam Jahanian is the right leader at the right time to guide our great university forward. A prominent scientist, creative entrepreneur, public servant, and esteemed educator, Farnam Jahanian brings the experience, passion, and leadership necessary to steer CMU. Now, each of us has a role in his success here, as we charge him with the fantastic work of magnifying the societal impact of scientific discovery, emphasizing our leadership and creative expression, and building the skills students need for a lifetime of learning. I ask all of you and each of you to join me in supporting him in his efforts to meet this strategic vision. Now, it's a great honor for me to introduce one of our university professors who are one of our most senior members of our faculty, Dr. Marlene Behrmann, who is the Thomas X. Stockton Baker University Professor of Cognitive Neuroscience and the first CMU woman elected to the National Academy of Sciences. Marlene? Here's Marlene.
Good morning. It is a true privilege for me to participate in this investiture ceremony. I came to CMU in 1993, expecting that my sojourn in Pittsburgh would last just a couple of years. This year marks my 25th anniversary. Even after trying to move to Toronto to be closer to my family in 2006, CMU exerted its magnetic pull and drew our family back after a brief 6 months. I've served under 3 previous presidents at CMU and am delighted to join you in welcoming the university's 10th president, Dr. Farnam Jahanian. I also take much pleasure in welcoming Dr. Jahanian's wife, Tris, whom I have come to know over these past few years, as well as all the members of the Jahanian family. I am truly honored to have been chosen as a speaker for this august ceremony, and am unreservedly supportive of Dr. Jahanian. I have witnessed him close up in action over the last 4 years and have observed his gracious behavior, even on those occasions when I've been a thorn in his side. Particularly remarkable is that Dr. Jahanian takes time to listen to the multiple constituencies that make up CMU. I served as a co-chair of the task force to enhance the students' experience. As provost, he not only initiated this task force, but he remained supportive and involved in its work, even when he was no longer provost. Stepping back I am struck by how CMU has evolved since my first year here, way back in 1993. It is truly staggering. Some of this evolution is a result of the expansion and growth of the physical setting of the campus and the recruitment of outstanding new faculty, staff, and importantly, students. But this evolution is reaping the benefits of hard work done over generations to build CMU as an educational and research powerhouse. And as links in the chain of this ongoing community, we have all forged a common bond with a perpetual commitment to improve the student's experience, to enhance the educational opportunities, to engage our alumni, and to conduct cutting-edge research that makes a difference to our society and our world. I'd like to share with you a comment made to me a couple of weeks ago. I was having lunch with a junior in mechanical engineering, Alex Bykowitz, and in discussing CMU, he said, "It just does not get better than this." And he is right. My personal commitment to the institution is clear too. My husband, David Plout, who is also a faculty member here, and I have entrusted CMU with the education of our own children. It just does not get better than this. We're a CMU family through and through. And so, as we begin this new chapter in the evolving book of Carnegie Mellon University, my colleagues and I dedicate ourselves to continue building an institution of the very highest caliber, with a commitment to an inclusive and equitable campus for all of its members, and with opportunities for all to realize their educational and research potential. Dr. Jahanian has clearly expressed his commitment to facilitating these initiatives, and we are all so excited to see what comes next. Thank you. Now, I am pleased to welcome to the podium Dr. Amiya Krishnan, Dean of the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy.
Thank you, Marlene. Good morning. I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker, Keith Locke. He's a great friend of mine personally, but also a great friend of the university and of the Heinz College. Keith is a distinguished alumnus of the Heinz College, a member of my Dean's Advisory Council, and a member of the Board of Trustees. He's also co-CEO of Salesforce and member of their Board of Directors. Keith serves and has served in a number of important roles. He's the company's vice chairman, president, and as a director since joining the company in June 2013, and additionally served as the company's chief operating officer since February 2016. Clearly a multi-dimensional, multi-talented person. As president and COO of Salesforce, Keith oversaw the company's multi-billion-dollar global sales and services business, alliances and channels, industry strategy, corporate development, corporate affairs, marketing, and business operations. In February 2018, Keith and his wife, Suzanne, established the Block Center for Technology and Society at CMU. This important center, which is cross-cutting and university-wide, will foster critical dialogue on campus to create inclusive and meaningful plans of action on topics such as the future of work and issues of trust and transparency in the use of autonomous systems to improve the quality of life for all. Keith holds a Master of Science degree in Management and Policy Analysis from the Heinz College and a bachelor's degree in Information Systems from Dietrich College. So he was ahead even then at being at this nexus of technology and society. In addition to his membership on the Carnegie Mellon University Board of Trustees, he's also currently a member of the World Economic Forum's Information Technology Community as a governor and on the advisory board of our Heinz College and its Board of Trustees of the Concord Museum. Please join me in welcoming Keith Locke to the podium. Keith.
Well, thank you, Krishnan. You've made me blush this morning, so I appreciate that. And thank you very much for that very kind introduction. So first I want to say, good morning, everybody. Okay, that was my best Farnum. I gave it a run, my friend. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Faculty, alumni, staff, family, and friends. It is an honor to be here today to celebrate the investiture of a great man, Dr. Farnam Jahanian, as president of Carnegie Mellon University. In all of life's endeavors, Farnam has led with a tremendous spirit and an unrivaled dedication. Whether as a world-renowned computer scientist, a passionate, successful entrepreneur, a tireless public servant, or a world-class leader in higher education. And oh, by the way, just an incredible, incredible human being. Now, I've had the opportunity to work very closely with Farnam, and we have shared many experiences around career and our life journeys, including everybody's favorite, parenthood. And Farnam, by the way, that advice you gave me about curfews for teenage kids, thank you so much for that. I would never have thought of that myself, but thank goodness it worked. Over the years, we've had a very, very close relationship and friendship, and for that, I'm very, very grateful. Professionally, I've also had the opportunity to observe Farnam in his influence in guiding policy at the World Economic Forum, and I will tell all of you, he has represented this university incredibly well. I've also witnessed his leadership here at CMU personally with students and faculty and staff and members of the Board of Trustees. And whether it's uniting the community to support the Special Olympics, where I understand he has a passion for dunk tanks. Do you just want to come up and tell everybody about this dunk tank? All right, I'm sure you'll get to that at some point. Or really fostering engagement between students from different colleges. Farnam has a talent, a true talent for bringing people together and breaking down walls. Farnam is also a leader with impeccable integrity and the highest of character. He conducts himself with grace and dignity and thoughtfulness and warmth. There is no question, Farnam will guide this institution into the future and accelerate its impact on the world. So today, we witness the passing of a torch to an incredibly talented individual. Now, this torch has been held by many, many great leaders throughout Carnegie Mellon's very rich history, and there have been so many accomplishments and so many historic milestones. Since Andrew Carnegie founded a technical school in 1900, individuals of great character and honor have taken the reins of leadership of this very prestigious institution. And each of them have led with courage and vision. Names like Hammerschlag, Doherty, Stever, Sire, Cowan. Those are but a few. Each of these presidents and others of this storied institution led through myriad chapters of American history, world history, the turn of the century, the Great Depression, the explosion of technology that Jim was talking about just a few minutes ago, civil unrest, war, and peace. And throughout all of this, presidents of Carnegie Mellon have guided this institution to the forefront of educational excellence, and they have shaped the minds of so many young people, all the while ensuring that the university remained a source of inspiration, a guiding light, a beacon of hope. And now, we pass this torch to Farnam Jahanian. There was no one who was better suited to lead us into the next chapter. And this next chapter is arguably the most important ever. For we do live in very, very interesting times. We have seen, and this is just the beginning, but we have seen incredible advances in technology. We are at the dawn of a new era. Some refer to it as the fourth industrial revolution. And this is where we have the convergence, the perfect storm of social and mobile and deep learning and artificial intelligence and 3D printing and amazing technologies, all brought together to drive incredible innovation. Now, like many of you, I have the opportunity and good fortune to speak with other CEOs and world leaders, and what is top of mind in that group is how to harness this wave of innovation in a very positive way. This convergence of technology is having a profound impact on our world. We see it in our daily lives. It has also brought great disruption and given rise to many, many questions. What will these new technologies be? Will they be positive for mankind? What are the socioeconomic effects? What are the privacy implications? What will be the regulatory issues? What will be the future of work? And Farnum is passionate about these questions, and even more passionate about CMU leading the way to drive those answers to these questions. These are all important issues of our time that we have to consider in a thoughtful and meaningful and measured way. We are clearly at an inflection point. These advances must be for good. They must enlighten, they must empower, and they must take humanity to greater heights. And in a world where there is an ever-increasing divide, these advances must create opportunity for all, not just a few, so that all of mankind can participate and contribute. Now, this will take vigilance, it will take dedication, and it will take leadership. And this is why the faculty, the staff, the students, this community at Carnegie Mellon are so critical to the future of this nation, this society, this world. For the young minds that we shape here have an important mission. They will go forth into the world with the knowledge, the vision, and the ethics that Carnegie Mellon has instilled in them. And they will go forward into the world to solve universal issues that lie at the intersection of technology and humanity. The graduates of CMU must be equipped to thrive and lead in a world of uncertainty, for these are truly uncertain times. Today, the value of trust is being questioned more than ever. Trust in technology, trust in our institutions, trust in our leaders. Some would say there is a crisis of trust. And this crisis of trust has created a leadership void. And now individuals and companies and faculty and students alike must fill this breach. And it will be the graduates of CMU that will answer this call for leadership. And for them, it is a call to arms. It is a call to arms for us all. It is an obligation to lead in an ethical and transparent way, to engage in constructive civil discourse, where disagreements will arise, and that's okay. But dialogue must happen with respect. And while there can be differing opinions, there cannot be differing facts. And most important, to restore trust in our society, because without trust, we have nothing. It will be the graduates of Carnegie Mellon that will be called upon to cultivate and drive a culture of success in business and society where the core tenets of diversity, empathy, equality, humanity, accountability, and opportunity for all are at the forefront. Never before has this institution been more important to the world. Never before has leadership at the intersection of technology and society and humanity been as critical as it is right now. And though the future is unwritten, I am very confident that the graduates of CMU will be the authors of a great future for all of us. Now, as we stand at the doorstep of this new world, the dawn of a new era, we need a truly special leader to help guide and shape the lives of those who will determine the future, all of our futures. And never before has the presidency of this institution been as important as it is right now. And it requires a remarkable leader, a truly outstanding human being. And that person is Dr. Farnam Jahanian. We stand with Farnam today as he takes his rightful place amongst the great presidents of Carnegie Mellon. I cannot imagine a better leader who embodies the values of CMU. I cannot imagine a better leader with as much vision, with as much passion, with as much focus. and I cannot imagine a better leader and torchbearer of this great institution. Farnum, we are very lucky to have you. You are the right leader, as Jim says, at the right time. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating a true friend, a great leader, and the next president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Farnam Jahanian.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Gary Klein and alumna Tamara Tunie, accompanied by the School of Drama Choir, performing How Can I Keep From Singing?
Life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off, hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ring. It sounds an echo my soul. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I cling. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars? I hear the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I cling. Love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I cling. Love is heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
Wow. That is a miracle. Whew. Tamara, thank you so much. Oh, that was just absolutely, the choir is absolutely spectacular. Thank you, thank you. Another round of applause. I mean, that's a... Gary Klein, thank you so much. I mean, it's a, you know, when someone shows up with a mace, it takes the fun out of the meeting usually. But I have to say that is just wonderful. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to welcome to the stage Dr. Rebecca Dorsch, the Glenn DeVries, Dean of the Mellon College of Science. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Rebecca Dorsch.
Thank you, Jim. It is my pleasure to introduce Martha Pollack. Dr. Pollack is the 14th president of Cornell University. As faculty at the University of Michigan, Dr. Pollack and Dr. Jahanian forged a strong friendship. I'm pretty sure that neither of them imagined that they'd be here today as president of two of the best universities in the United States. Their presidencies come at an important time in history when we're presented with new opportunities and challenges on a daily basis. Technology is moving forward at an amazing pace. It's impacting all areas of research, transforming how we teach, and blending the lines between disciplines. Drs. Jahanian and Pollack are the right type of leader at the right time, bold, innovative, forward-thinking. We need to make our institutions a transformational part of this time. Since becoming the president of Cornell University about a year and a half ago, Dr. Pollack has demonstrated a strong commitment to sustaining and enhancing Cornell's academic distinction while enhancing equality, diversity, and inclusivity. She is supporting the university's expansion into New York City, where it has programs that range from architecture to technology to medicine. Dr. Pollack came to Cornell University from the University of Michigan, where she was provost and executive vice president for academic affairs. Before her tenure at Michigan, she actually served on the University of Pittsburgh's faculty, so welcome back to Pittsburgh. Dr. Pollack is renowned for her contributions in computer science and artificial intelligence. Her research focuses on automated planning, temporal reasoning, and constraint satisfaction. She has designed intelligent technology to assist people with cognitive impairments and their caregivers. Dr. Pollack has also served as president of the Association for the Advancement of Artificial Intelligence and was a member of the advisory committee for the National Science Foundation's Computers and Information Science Engineering Division, and a member of the board of directors of the Computing Research Association. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Martha Pollack.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good morning to all of you. I am truly honored to be here today for the inauguration of my colleague and friend, Farnam Jahanian, as the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University. Most of you probably don't know this, but there's an historical connection between Carnegie Mellon and my own university, Cornell. Andrew Carnegie was one of Cornell's first trustees, elected to that role in 1890. Later, honoring his passion for music, Carnegie donated to Cornell a magnificent organ to celebrate the 80th birthday of our first president, Andrew Dixon White. Alas, the organ suffered an ignoble fate. Its air intake, for some inexplicable reason, was located in the men's bathroom. And in 1935, there was a plumbing failure that filled that room with water. Unaware of this, the university organist sat down at the instrument and, according to the historical account, blew a mighty crescendo, which filled the leather organ pouches with water, ruining them. Perhaps we'd have been better off with a gift of bagpipes. Now, there is also a long-time connection between Farnum and me, although, of course, not as long as between our universities. As Rebecca said, Farnum and I met about 20 years ago when we were both faculty members in computer science and engineering at the University of Michigan. I later became chair of CSE, and Farnum succeeded me in that role. Later, he became provost here at Carnegie Mellon a few years after I had become provost at Michigan. And he started as interim president here just a couple of months after I became Cornell's president. But I'm going to take that couple of months head start seriously and imagine that it gives me the right to offer him some advice on leadership. Specifically, I'd like to quote Hopper, the grasshopper in the animated movie A Bug's Life, who said this, quote, "First rule of leadership, everything is your fault." I hate to tell you this, Farnum, but Hopper's right, especially when you're the president of a university. But really, having everything be your fault is a fair trade-off for all that is wonderful about being a university president. It is, as I know Farnum appreciates, a huge privilege to lead a university, especially a great one like Carnegie Mellon. Universities are institutions that are second to none in changing lives. We change the lives of our students. We change the lives of the communities into which our students graduate. And we change the lives of all those who are touched by the research and the scholarship of our faculty. Farnum, I can assure you, is the perfect choice to lead Carnegie Mellon and to ensure that it continues its proud tradition of changing lives for the better. He has a range of experience that's an extraordinary fit for this university. Experience in academia, where he's been a talented and dedicated teacher, as well as a renowned researcher whose discoveries have had broad impact. Experience in industry, where he founded a very successful network security startup company. And experience in government, where he served in major roles at the National Science Foundation, the National Research Council's Computer Science and Telecommunications Board, and more. But beyond all that, what I want you to know is that Farnum also has a set of personal characteristics that are in complete alignment with Carnegie Mellon's culture. He is a person of high integrity who values and exhibits creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. He values and promotes mentorship and the development of leadership skills as essential to preparing students for today's world. He appreciates the importance of a university supporting a breadth of intellectual inquiry, but he also has a particular passion for translational research that produces results that directly benefit society. He's focused on the ways in which technology can enhance all aspects of the university, from teaching to research to operations. A few years ago, when Alan G. Merton retired from the presidency of George Mason University, he said this, quote, "Do I like being a university president? I don't know. But I do know that I have loved being George Mason University's president. Some of my friends are university presidents. I wouldn't want to be where they are, and they probably wouldn't want to be here. These jobs can look a lot alike, but they are not," end quote. Search committees look for university presidents who fit their university, and I can't imagine Carnegie Mellon finding someone who fits better than Farnum. He will be a brilliant and inspired leader for this wonderful university. And who knows, he may even learn to play the bagpipes.
Thank you, President Pollack, for your thoughtful and inspiring words. We appreciate your presence with us here today. My name is Jean Van Briesen. I'm the chair of the faculty organization and the Duquesne Light Company Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering and Engineering and Public Policy. I am joined by Jessica Owens, the chair of Staff Council and the program coordinator for Supplemental Instruction and Excel Collaborative Learning Group programs, Roshni Mehta, the president of the student body and a junior in economics in Dietrich College and the Tepper School, and Alex DeClaudio, the president of the Alumni Association Board, an alumnus of Heinz and Dietrich Colleges and the Tepper School of Business. He also serves on our Board of Trustees. Prominent within our university seal is the thistle. For more than 5 centuries, the thistle has stood as the national emblem of Scotland, the birthplace of our founder, Andrew Carnegie. Among the oldest still celebrated national emblems in the world, the thistle represents one of the highest honors an individual can receive from the community. Among the Scots, it is bestowed only on those who have made an outstanding contribution in life. It is our distinct honor to present Dr. Jahanian with an especially commissioned sculpture of a thistle on behalf of the Carnegie Mellon University community. This token is meant to serve as a reminder of the attributes within the CMU community that thistles are said to embody: strength, bravery, determination, and devotion. The first characteristic is strength. Our strength is in the work we do and in our approach to it that is equal parts fearless and curious. This strength lives in our students, our faculty, our staff, our alumni, our leadership, and our Board of Trustees. All of our hearts are in the work.
The second characteristic is bravery. We've got it. The people who are drawn to Carnegie Mellon view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. We inspire each other to dig in, dive deeper, peel back the extra layer, continually in search of breakthroughs that will make a difference.
The next characteristic is determination. We are determined to solve the most difficult questions posed by society. In order to do so, we use self-motivation, discipline, and multiple opportunities to explore potential solutions that no one has posed yet.
The final characteristic is devotion. We are devoted to Carnegie Mellon. We are devoted to its experimentation, its rigor, and research with the human dimension of purpose and tangible impact. That impact is felt on campus, in Pittsburgh, throughout the nation, and across the globe.
President Jahanian, can you please join us? We hope this sculpture reminds you of these characteristics interwoven in the CMU community and your leadership. May it inspire you every day. Let it forever commemorate and symbolize this day as we move forward into the future we are committed to creating together.
What a beautiful representation of all that is Carnegie Mellon. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful community gift on behalf of everyone at CMU. Thank you. The investiture of a president is held as an academic ceremony, much like commencement. And like graduation, it symbolizes an important transition, a rite of passage. Today's ceremony is a rite of passage not only for Dr. Jahanian, but also for Carnegie Mellon. New leadership can inspire new thinking, new directions, and new aspirations, and I'm confident that under Dr. Jahanian's presidency, the university will take on a fresh group of challenges and ask new questions. Dr. Jahanian and faculty marshals, will you please come forward to join me? Farnam Jahanian, by the authority of the Board of Trustees and with the enthusiastic approval of the faculty, staff, students, alumni, and this distinguished assembly, I present into your keeping the Charter of Carnegie Mellon University. And I also present to you the Great Seal of the University, the symbol of the high office you now hold, and invest you with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of the office of the President. Congratulations, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the members of the Academy, I now present you with the 10th President of Carnegie University, Dr. Farnam Jahanian.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Chairman Rohr, trustees, faculty colleagues, students, staff, alumni, and honored guests, good morning and thank you. It's a great honor and a truly humbling experience to stand here as the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University. I hereby accept the symbols, the office of the president, and all of the responsibility pertaining thereto. It brings me great joy to celebrate this occasion with my family, especially my wife Tris, and my children, Daniel, Thomas, and Sarah, who have always been my greatest blessing. I am so touched by the presence of friends, former students, colleagues, and collaborators who have traveled from across the country to be here. I also want to acknowledge community partners and civic leaders from the Pittsburgh region who are showing their support for this university today and every day. And I would especially like to thank my dear friends, Marlene Behrmann, Keith Block, and Martha Pollack, for their kind and thoughtful words this morning. Martha, I've been following your footsteps. What you didn't tell them is that you were my department head and my provost, my boss for many, many years. I don't know what you're planning to do next. I'm pretty happy to be here, so don't do anything else. Today's ceremony is a celebration steeped in tradition, the singing of our national anthem, our academic regalia, the iconic sound of bagpipes. These rituals remind us that at this moment, is not about the beginning of my journey as president. Rather, this ceremony celebrates our storied history as a community of scholars in a nation driven by learning and discovery. CMU is relatively a young university. We've come so far in such a short time, and our accomplishments would have not been possible without the leadership of my predecessors. I especially want to acknowledge and thank President Emeritus Jerry Cowan and past Provost Mark Camlett for their enduring commitment to this university. We are so grateful to you for everything you have done for Carnegie Mellon. Mark and Jerry. Of course, great leaders are inspired by an extraordinary community. As Mark and Jerry can attest, countless faculty, staff, alumni, and partners helped to build the foundation of excellence CMU enjoys today. I am grateful to all the men and women who have guided this university since its founding and who will secure its future. In particular, I wish to recognize the members of Carnegie Mellon's Board of Trustees who are the stewards of this institution. I am so grateful for their trust they have placed in me. Trustees, would you please stand to be recognized? Carnegie Mellon Trustees. Thank you. Please be seated. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the university deans, vice provost, and executive management team, my co-conspirators, who do so much to advance CMU every day. Would the university leadership team please stand to be recognized? Like many of us here, I left home as a teenager to pursue an education. As I prepared for my journey from Iran to Texas, I remember asking my mother to help me pack. She said, "Pack light, because whatever you need, you will find there." Pack light, because whatever you need, you will find there. And so as I left home with little more than a sense of optimism and a desire to make the most of the incredible opportunities that only an education in the United States could provide, I've carried my mother's words with me over these many years. I think her advice may have been based on a hope that I would return home once the initial excitement wore off. But I was pretty stubborn. In fact, I got my tenacity from her along with a work ethic instilled in me by my father. My siblings who are here can attest to that. But looking back, perhaps my mother was hinting at the knowledge I would accumulate in the journey ahead. As a teacher and advisor, I came to understand the incredible power of education to change lives. As a researcher, mentor, entrepreneur, I observed the potential of a single idea to launch a new enterprise or disrupt an entire industry. And during my time in public service in Washington, D.C., I saw how the ideas emerging from higher education serve as a foundation of our success as a nation. My 30-year career ultimately led me here to this city and this university. This community, our community, embodies all of my most fervent beliefs and my greatest passions. Every day at CMU, I am inspired by you. Here, the world's most ambitious students collaborate at the edges and intersection of diverse fields and go on to change the world as alumni. Here, faculty leave an indelible mark on society through their scholarship. Here, professionals and dedicated staff create an environment that support our shared success. These are the people and the ideals that set CMU apart from the very beginning. When Andrew Carnegie founded the Carnegie Technical Schools to educate the sons and daughters of factory workers in 1900. Early, it's an evolution. This institution would house two great learning environments, the College of Engineering and the College of Fine Arts. You see, right from the start, we were bringing together creativity and industry. Our willingness to take risks continued into the 20th century when we became the first degree-granting drama institution in the United States. And then, when the Mellon Institute of Research, founded by Richard and Andrew Mellon, merged with Carnegie Tech to create Carnegie Mellon University. And again, when Newell, Simon, Perlis, and Raj Reddy came to dominate the emerging field of computer science and establish artificial intelligence as the next frontier in human progress. To paraphrase CS pioneer Grace Hopper, the most dangerous phrase in the English language is, we've always done it this way. So at a time when computers were barely understood, we were among the very first to recognize the power of computing, and we made some big bets. In 1965, we established our Department of Computer Science. In 1979, we founded the first Robotics Institute at a US university. In 1984, we attracted funding from the federal government to launch the Software Engineering Institute. And in 1988, we announced the first college in the world devoted solely to computer science. Ours is still the model that others follow. In the process, we've created new fields of inquiry, such as machine learning, transition design, and the science of learning. We've magnified our societal impact through technologies like autonomous vehicles and additive manufacturing. And we did all of this while also cleaning up at the Tonys, the Emmys, and the Putnam competition. There's a lot to be gained by looking back at our past. We see who we are, who we've always been. Alumni from those early years would certainly see themselves in today's students. Entrepreneurial, creative, collaborative, whip smart, and just a little bit quirky. While the past has left a bright trail, the future is arriving faster than anyone could have predicted, and you've heard several speakers talk about that. Our entire world is adapting to unprecedented advances that are rapidly transforming our economy, our society, and our culture. We must ask ourselves, how can higher education fit into this dazzling future? Indeed, our industry has recently come under scrutiny. This is not a new phenomenon. Academic institutions have often been seen as, or criticized rather, as ivory towers. But there is no doubt that sustained investment in research and education has fueled our nation's broad prosperity since World War II. Universities exemplify our faith in the power of education to transcend social, economic, and racial divides, to reinforce our role as pillars of progressive society. Higher education must approach our mission with renewed attention to the unique demands of tomorrow. At stake is the ability of our society to retain its fundamental commitment to democracy, truth, equity, and freedom of expression. At Carnegie Mellon, we have always responded to challenges with trademark fearlessness. I'm reminded of the leadership of Dick Sayert, who not only pioneered a new model for business education as dean of our business school, but would later serve as one of the most visionary CMU presidents. More than 40 years ago, he made bold but calculated investments in the very areas that define our leadership today. These risks were not always met with broad support, but they paid off. As a result, CMU grew from a small regional institution to an international center of higher education. The time to be intentionally bold is once again upon us. We have a singular opportunity to wield our exceptional strength and make the next big investments in our global leadership. Let's consider together what society needs most from academic institutions in the context of our two core missions, research and education. At CMU, we advance human knowledge through scholarly research and forge new connections to our humanity through the arts. But the nature of research and creativity is rapidly changing, increasingly becoming dependent on people working across the boundaries of established disciplines, and on computational, data-driven approaches that are accelerating discovery and innovation. This is precisely where CMU excels. In fact, we have cultivated a distinct leadership where these two areas intersect at the nexus of technology and society. Through these expertise, we're enhancing the way we live, work, and communicate. And we're shaping modern culture through visionary art, performance, and design. CMU legend Herb Simon once said, "We're not observers of the future, we're actors. Our job is to design a sustainable and acceptable world and bring it about." This remains true, as true today as when he said it more than 20 years ago. What has also remained constant is the tremendous responsibility that comes with this influence. I was reminded of this last year when I came across an editorial by David Brooks in the New York Times, which reflected on Pittsburgh's Renaissance. Of course, our connection to this city is one of our greatest strengths. But this article, while acknowledging CMU's positive impact, also warned of a so-called Carnegie Mellon layer of prosperity that had not quite penetrated working-class neighborhoods. Indeed, we are witnessing the disenfranchisement of a growing segment of our population, people who just do not see themselves as part of this new economy, who can't even imagine a pathway to entry. While the nature of this divide has been debated by pundits on the left and on the right, this goes far beyond partisan politics. We all bear responsibility for ensuring that the future we're building works for everyone. If we succeed, the United States will continue to serve as a shining example of prosperity and democracy for the rest of the world. Here lies the greatest obligation for institutions of higher learning in the modern era, and a commitment that lies at the heart of CMU's leadership. Even as we break new ground in technology, we must work to mitigate any consequences that diminish human dignity and opportunity. That is why at CMU, scientists and engineers work together with philosophers, artists, economists who will shape what might be possible, with ethicists, humanists, and policy experts who will guide our path, and with the behavioral scientists who will measure the impact of our work on humanity. Reinforcing our distinct strength at the nexus of technology and humanity will be crucial to building an extraordinary momentum in both research and creativity. And as president, I am committed to supporting this leadership by investing in a diverse community of faculty and researchers, by doubling down on our partnership beyond the borders of our campus, and by creating vibrant living laboratories in communities around the world. This is the next frontier for Carnegie Mellon, and I believe it will only deepen our societal impact heading into the future. As much as we value our impact of our research and creativity, we are equally committed to our educational mission. And as a CMU parent, the responsibility of preparing the next generation is deeply personal to me. To the CMU students, here today, and also across various campuses and our campus watch parties, you are my most important motivation. You're spending your most formative years here. From what I remember from my own college experience, you're undoubtedly forming lifelong friendships. You know, many of my best friends from college are still my best friends today. The foundation you built here will sustain you as you enter a world defined by continuous disruption. According to a recent study, about 2/3 of jobs that you will hold throughout your lives do not even exist. This reality has dramatic and immediate implications for the kind of education you deserve today. Throughout our history, every period of significant technological change has been met with a corresponding wave of innovation in education. I'm here to tell you that right now, we are at the dawn of the next major transformation in education. And Carnegie Mellon will be at the forefront of these changes. From curriculum to pedagogy to structure and organization, we are reimagining higher education with your futures in mind. We're breaking down disciplinary silos and launching cross-cutting programs that better serve your interests and society's needs. Programs like behavioral economics, neuroscience, and ID8. We're embedding continuous learning in the skills that will only increase in demand as automation reshapes the future of work. Skills like communication, critical thinking, and entrepreneurship. We're investing in infrastructure that supports the new ways that students learn and collaborate. Spaces like Tepper Quad and Scott Hall. We're utilizing our expertise in the science of learning to develop a personalized model of education focused on how each of you learns best. Every day, we work to build and sustain a community that's inclusive, equitable, nurturing for both graduate and undergraduate students. A place where diverse perspectives can come together in a culture of civil discourse. To our students, thank you for entrusting us with this most important chapter in your lives. You will always be at the heart of my presidency. As we consider as we consider the aspirations that unite this global community, philanthropy must continue to catalyze and support our forward momentum. In fact, this university was founded by an act of philanthropy. At this pivotal moment, I am delighted today to announce 2 extraordinary new commitments that will provide critical resources to Carnegie Mellon. In recent years, Carnegie Mellon has been making significant investments for our College of Engineering, including a state-of-the-art maker ecosystem that serves the entire campus. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the Allegheny Foundation has committed a $30 million lead grant toward the transformation of Scafe Hall into a modern new home for our mechanical engineering department. This grant, the largest in the history of Allegheny Foundation, will enable us to bring our total infrastructure investments in engineering over the last decade to more than $250 million. With this commitment, CMU will be better able to compete for best students and faculty, driving Pittsburgh's reputation as a hub for innovation. We're joined today by Matt Grohl, President and Chairman of Allegheny Foundation. Please join me in thanking Allegheny Foundation for their generosity to Carnegie Mellon. Matt, please stand to be recognized. At a time when college education has never been more important, many prospective students and middle-class families feel as though they're simply priced out of education that they may need for the future. This is why CMU has made growing our endowment for scholarship, fellowships, and financial aid one of our most important strategic priorities. Today, I'm pleased to announce that CMU trustee Todd Johnson and his wife, Cindy, have committed $50 million to create an endowment to support undergraduate scholarship and student success. I made the announcement a couple of times yesterday, and I said this last night. Every time I'm making this announcement, when I get to the word student, I choke up. That's why we're here. Todd and Cindy, will you stand, please, to be recognized? Go back, go back. Well, I lost my place. Boy, I didn't realize this speech was this long. I know, tell me about it. Well, back to the place that I lost track of time. This support will greatly expand our ability to ensure that a Carnegie Mellon education is within the reach of all talented students. This gift, the largest toward scholarship support in Carnegie Mellon's history was inspired by Todd's own path to success here at CMU and the fellowship that funded his education. Please, once again, join me in thanking and congratulating the Johnsons for their generosity and commitment to our students. Todd and Cindy, we are so grateful to you for your generosity. I hope you packed a good lunch. This is a long speech. My fellow Tartans, whether you're in Pittsburgh, Silicon Valley, Australia, Rwanda, or Qatar, I hope you are as excited as I am about the future of Carnegie Mellon University. To be part of CMU at this moment is to be at the cusp of the next great phase of societal and human development. If we continue doing what we do today, we'll maintain momentum and continue to be a great university. But if we are very intentional, if we are unapologetically bold, and if we are committed to taking risks, I am confident that we will position ourselves among the top-tier institutions in the world, a place that's known for writing the story of this century, an institution dedicated to anticipating and solving the most pressing challenges facing humanity through creative inquiry, through scientific discovery, through the impact of technology, and through a transformative education that changes lives. As we embark on this exhilarating future together, we do so as a community bound together by a set of core values that serve as our foundation: integrity, knowledge, compassion, respect. The great scientist Albert Einstein understood this fundamental connection between excellence and human values. In 1950, he wrote, "Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life. To make this a living force and bring it to clear consciousness is perhaps the foremost task of education." Andrew Carnegie put it a little bit more simply: my heart is in the work. Each one of us has a role to play in bringing beauty and dignity to our mission through the impact we make on society, the leaders we develop, and the opportunities we create for others. I feel privileged to work with such outstanding partners, and I look forward to all that we will achieve together. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I hereby declare this inauguration of the 10th President of Carnegie Mellon University to be concluded. The audience is requested to remain at your seats until the completion of the recession. And now please rise for the singing of the alma mater, which will be sung by members of the School of Music.